countries that are dealing with a third wave of infections due to the Delta strain are considering giving a third shot or a booster dose to their population. Well, the CDC had earlier this month said that at least a booster dose is necessary for the immunocompromised people. A Lancet study says that this is not appropriate at the time. With India having vaccinated only 14% of the population, should India consider a booster dose? Let's find out from renowned public health expert and President of Public Health Foundation of India, Dr. K. Srinath Reddy. Welcome to the show, sir. Getting to,
Hello, hi.
getting to our first question, sir. Is there a need, if at all, of a booster dose?
Well, firstly, let's clarify the nomenclature regarding what is a booster dose. In fact, when 2 shots of a vaccine are given, the second shot is considered to be the booster dose because the first one is considered the priming dose. So what we are really talking about in terms of a third dose is really an enhanced dose or an extra dose. Nevertheless, the name booster has sort of become attached to this additional dose now. So the other thing is the boosters can be 2 types. One is a homologous booster in which you're giving the same vaccine that was given earlier because the immunity levels have been waning. The other is a heterologous booster in which you're giving a different vaccine made on a different platform because you feel that that may give enhanced immunity because the earlier platform has now started waning in its immune effect. Now, therefore, these things we need to understand when we talk about boosters. However, to answer your question directly, I believe right now there is no evidence that boosters are required for anybody other than those who are immunocompromised and therefore have very low levels of immune response to the earlier 2 doses, or to people who have very serious comorbidities and in whom the immunity response has been rather poor. So the very elderly and the immune compromised are the likely candidates for these booster doses, if at all. Majority of the population at the moment do not qualify for such boosters, and it's best that we reserve these doses for others who have not yet been vaccinated or have been incompletely vaccinated.
We are seeing a downward curve of COVID-19 infections in India. What is the probability of a third wave? Is it imminent?
Well, at the moment, I would say as a short answer that a third wave could possibly come in some parts of the country which have not had high levels of immunity established and where the virus is still in active circulation. However, we must understand that there are several factors that determine whether, when, and where the third wave will hit India. Firstly, what proportion of people have acquired immunity either through an infection in the previous 6 months or a vaccination in the previous 6 months. The remaining remain susceptible. And among the susceptibles, how many have exposed themselves to the virus in any way by coming into contact with the case, knowingly or unknowingly? Then among them, how many have developed clinical symptoms and have been identified as cases to be counted as cases? And how many of them have been properly tested to be identified as such? But the most important question for me is, are we looking at the third wave in terms of number of infected persons, which are cases, or the number of seriously ill patients who require hospitalization and may even have more serious complications? If we are looking at third wave as infections, it's likely that some places in India will see some spikes in infection. But if we are really talking about a serious threat in terms of very large number of seriously ill persons crowding the hospitals like in the second wave, that appears very, very unlikely. Though in some parts of India which have been underexposed to the virus or have been incompletely vaccinated, there could be some spikes in terms of cases and maybe some in terms of hospitalization.
So, going back to the booster dose point, should we consider a booster dose for the 60 plus or 45 plus population with comorbidities? Or should we rather focus on getting as many people vaccinated with the second dose as possible?
If we had an abundant supply of vaccines and the ability to administer all of them in quick time with enough vaccination teams, I would say that yes, everybody above 60 years of age and those who are immunocompromised should be provided the booster shots. The people between 45 and 60 who are having serious comorbidities could possibly be tested for their antibody levels, and if they are low, then they could also be protected. However, given the fact that right now we are still building up our vaccine supply chain, I believe the priority should go to the immunocompromised people and the very elderly, and others can actually continue to be protected by the immunity they have already acquired, but more importantly, by the public health measures. It doesn't mean that vaccine is the only way of protecting people. I mean, having masks, moving in ventilated areas, keeping a reasonable amount of physical distancing to the extent possible, and not participating in crowds, these are going to be critical. To me, those important elements need to be emphasized, because anybody who is not sure whether their immunity is waning or not will continue to be protected against even the current variants as well as the new variants if they take these precautions seriously.
US and Israel experience tells us that hospitalizations were high among those who were unvaccinated or partially vaccinated. In that case, should we reduce the time gap between the two doses to cover more population by October or November when a third wave is expected to strike?
Well, the basic idea here is that how much of an effective immunity are we producing against the Delta variant, which is the most prevalent variant. So if you go by whatever scientific evidence is available from UK in particular, but also from some other countries, as they have put it, 8 weeks interval appears to be the sweet spot. So I think anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks would be a reasonable gap between the first and second shots. Fortunately, because of the vaccination, more importantly, because of the immunity acquired during the period when we had this huge surge of second wave, many people may have already acquired a fair amount of immunity. How soon that will wane, we'll have to wait and see. So right now, the government policy of trying to cover more people with the first dose while prioritizing the second dose for the elderly appears reasonable. But there too, I believe an 8 to 12 week gap would possibly be the most appropriate.
Thanks a lot for being on the show, sir.
Thank you.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.